All right, we're back. So day 2, we're still in the same spot because we're at day 3. So I said we were going to do this every night, and we got back to the Airbnb, and I was like, no,
I'm sorry.
not out. So day 2 was Sunday. We had a whole day in Anchorage, um, and I had the day all planned out. I had like 8 stops to go to, different things to see, shops to visit, and first thing we went to actually changed the whole itinerary that I had in place just by saying one thing. So our plan was to go up to Flat Top Mountain. Now we weren't going to climb it. We were just going to get up there since there was a big time change from the east coast of the United States to from Florida to Alaska. We knew we'd probably be up early because we wouldn't be adjusted to the time frame yet. So I was like, it'd be a great time to go see the sunrise. So parking lot for the start of Flat Top Trailhead is really high and elevated and has a really good view as well. So we got up there and I started taking some pictures once we could see kind of the sun behind the mountains. And it was cold. It was colder than we expected. And we didn't go up there with any water or really big coats because we weren't expecting to be up there by like maybe 30 minutes to an hour so that we could then go get breakfast. And so, um, but as we're talking to a couple people that are kind of trickling in, we were one of the first ones up there. Um, this one over here said that she would like to try to climb it. And me, being the person I am, that's all you got to tell me. I'm ready for a hike. Unfortunately, we weren't ready for the hike because we didn't have super warm clothes. We did have 2 or 3 layers, but we didn't have like big coats, and we also didn't bring any water. Or I'm rocking because of the ship's rocking. Okay, it's not just me. I'm not that tired yet. Um, we didn't bring any water or Gatorade. So, but it was cold, so I knew we weren't going to sweat. And I really didn't think that we were going to try and push for the top anyway. I was like, we'll go up a little ways. And we went up a little ways, and it was a really pretty overlook. We stayed there for about 20 minutes, me taking pictures. And then Ashley said she wanted to try and go higher. So went up, and we ended up going about 3/4 to probably 80% of the way. We could see the top. Now, I say we could see the top. We could see the top after we were walking for about 15 minutes. It's a mile and a half to the top, and it's fairly steep and um, not a lot of flat places. It's pretty steep the whole way, especially for Floridians. And so we got about 3/4 of the way up, and Ashley was getting kind of nervous and scared. She's got feet problems, and I told her when her feet started getting sore, if they got started getting sore, we just stop and go back down. We were on some steps, and she was getting nervous, and I was like, "Well, let's just finish the steps. If your feet aren't hurting yet, I don't want them to hurt, but if you're okay, let's go up and just get to the top of the steps. Because at the top of the steps, we could see where you went up for the last section of the hike, and so I kind of wanted to see what it looked like. So
I
we
did
got
have a meltdown. I did cry. I'm not gonna lie.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I was making jokes.
Because I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it up.
I was making jokes because that's how I get her out of her sad or bad mood. So we got to the top of the stairs, and she's like, my feet are starting to hurt." So I said, "Okay, we're not going to go any further." And we could see the flag at the top. We could see the flag for a while, but we could really see it, and we had seen some people walk up it, and I was a little disappointed. I could have made it, but I knew if Ashley would have done it, that she would have really hurt her feet. So, or potentially really hurt her feet. There was no sense in starting our vacation off that way. So, I didn't want to summit without her. But what I did do is she stayed at the top of the stairs, and I went up just a little bit to where I could see over into the valley and then take some pictures of the valley behind the mountain. and then I could see kind of sort of the trail up because I wanted to see how steep it was. And it looked to me as it winded back and forth. Um, it didn't look that way when we saw people go up it, but there was multiple ways up it. So we were so cold. Not the coldest I've ever been, but we were ill prepared, and we got down pretty well. In the steeper parts, actually sat down and uh, scrambled. Thankfully, our hosts let us rent hiking poles, so that was awesome. There's also a little stretch. I've got a picture where these trees that they come out of the ground. They're not really tall. They're taller than me, but they're like they kind of twist and turn as they grow, and they're bare for about I don't know, like 3 feet high, and so it made this. It really looked like it was the Shire from Lord of the Rings, and so I was like, we gotta take pictures of this. So I gotta still send that to Kenny, Trey, and Brian, but I slacked on that. But we got off the mountain and then went to breakfast at Gwynny's. Gwynny's was really good. I was a little disappointed because I got an omelet and they only have one. Well, they had two types of cheese, if you can consider. They had cheddar and they had like the cheese you get with nachos. I can't think of what you call it right now. And I wanted real cheese, but it was just sprinkled on top. It wasn't in the omelet, so I was a little disappointed. Um, but did you like your? Cause
Yeah, it was good.
you got waffles.
Yes.
So so my plan was to go watch the sunset. After an hour, we were gonna hit Gwynny's as soon as they. Oh yeah, sunrise. Sorry.
Sunrise.
We watched sunrise. See, I'm tired. And then we were going to go to Gwynny's right after it opened or soon thereafter. And then we were going to go to this animal conservation place. It's like a zoo, but it's for injured animals. And we're going to go there and then we're going to work our way back and hit some stores and stuff. Well, because we spent over 3 hours on the mountain, plans changed. So we went to Gwynny's because we were starving. We went and ate breakfast. And then I decided instead of going to the wildlife conservation area, we would hit the stops in town and then go to the wildlife conservation area. So we went to a pottery store first.
Yeah.
Got what did we get there? Oh, you got a
coffee.
You got a cup that it's glazed on top, but it's dry clay on the bottom, and it has mountains on it. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. And then we went to an Ulu, I think it's called Ulu, ULU store that makes primitive cutting knives. I say primitive, like Alaskan cutting knives, how they used to do back in the day. We had that mailed home. We bought one of those with a little bowl and a sharpener. We had that mailed home because we weren't sure about the cruise ship, if they'd hold it for us or tell us we couldn't bring it. And then hit another pottery store with a gentleman that he had it at his house, and you had to take your shoes off to go into his shop or showroom. Yeah. Which was interesting. A really old rustic house, really nice. He was a really nice guy, a little eccentric, but really nice guy. And then we went to the wildlife conservation, Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. Yeah. We saw wolves running around, playing around. As I mentioned in my previous video, we saw multiple porcupines, and they were the cutest things I've ever seen. We got there at a time, when they were feeding it?
Yeah, feeding.
And what it looked like when it was eaten. You remember?
A little teddy bear.
Why?
Because the way he was sitting up on his hind legs, and he was like eating the vegetables.
Yeah, he was really just sitting up, and they got these cute little faces. Like, I didn't know. I was like, all I see are the quills, And then walked around, and then we came back to that same area, and there was a different porcupine. And what was he doing?
He was trying to see if he can get his head through the fence and trying to get out.
Oh yeah, he kept
Every
poking
hole.
his head. Yeah, every hole he was looking. But what's the other one doing?
He was trying to climb the fence.
Yeah, he climbed all the way up the fence, and I got my phone out to take a picture of him, and he climbed straight down. I couldn't get the camera open quick enough. I'm like, oh. And then tell him what happened with the owl.
Oh, David was. We went and saw the owl that they had there. He was asleep. Because David started to take pictures, and then the owl kind of opened his eyes up, and then he like.
And the camera I was using is my big camera, and so it clicks.
So he was like looking around, and he like looked around, and all of a sudden David clicked again, and then the owl turned around and took a big poop.
He didn't seem happy that I was there.
Not happy that David was taking pictures.
It was funny because I was clicking, and he was asleep. He was standing up for sleep, and then he kind of opened his eyes and kind of looked, and then he closed them again, and I said, "Oh, click, click, click," and then he opened his eyes, and he opened them big, looked at me, stared at me for a minute, and I click, 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 and then he turned around and pooped, and I was like, "Yep, you're done with me."
And then we saw, was it elk?
I saw some elk.
And the moose.
Oh, moose, yes,
Yeah.
Moose. They had a moose. What they call him? It was a bigger moose. I don't know what you call it, but he was huge.
He was real big.
He was taller than me. He was huge. He was massive. He had massive antlers. Beautiful, beautiful animal.
And we saw the musk ox.
Yeah, musk ox. I was thinking the musk ox was going to be bigger, but the moose.
And then we saw
was way bigger than the musk ox.
Bison.
We did see some bison. That day.
Yeah,
we couldn't see fox. We didn't see any. The foxes were hidden. We saw some coyotes briefly.
And then the wolves.
Oh, and Wolverine, but
yeah,
did not look like Hugh Jackman.
No.
Who's the figure? Who knew? Yeah, and then we went. Ashley picked a place to eat. It was more of a fancy restaurant, but it was good. Had a good time there, and then we went back to the Airbnb and crashed. Yeah, so that was pretty much. Yeah. Oh no, we went back and did the sauna.
We did the sauna, yeah.
Yeah, so they had a sauna at the B&B,
right.
And I was not thinking, so did the sauna, and it apparently gave me an earache. So the next morning, as you'll see on our third day, we decided to take me to the walk-in clinic because overnight I was not feeling great with my earache, and when my ears start to go bad, I get an ear infection. I'm out for the count, and I didn't want that for this cruise. So just preemptive there on the next day, which is today, and we will do another video for day 3.
Yeah.
Just a quick synopsis, which I should have done at first. There are a few things that we knew that some of these we would probably see, and we knew that there were some we would not see. But if you would have given us a list of what we wanted to see when we came to Alaska, I would say number 1 was moose. Maybe not number 1, but one of the big things was we want to see a moose because we know there's so many there. We wanted to see a bald eagle, which we knew we were going to see. We knew we were going to see the moose because we knew the conservation center had some. We knew we were going to see a bald eagle, even if we didn't see it in Anchorage. We knew that Juneau and some of the other cities that we're going to stop in have a plethora of them. So we knew we were going to see that, but we definitely want to see bald eagles. I wanted to see Mount McKinley, aka Denali, but I know it was a very small chance to see it from Anchorage because this is more their rainy season. But that was one that I was like, man, I would hope I get to see Denali. And then, what was the other animal that you wanted?
The whales.
Oh, whales. Yep, yep. That's hers. I mean, I wanted to see whales, but that was hers. Mine was Mount McKinley / Denali, my big one, and that was hers. And then our last big one was seeing the Northern Lights. We were like, man, if we could somehow squeeze that out. And I stayed up actually on this day, well, day two, which we're making the video. I stayed up uh, and tried to see them because the forecast was decent for them, for the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, but it didn't happen. I was going to stay up a little bit later. I was trying to do my camera to see if I could see it up through my camera on the gate so I can hold it steady. And I don't know if I may have hit the gate or whatnot, but something touched the gate or something, and the fence, and it rattled, and I was like, that's it. There's bear out here, there's moose out here, I am done.
Mhm.
So I went back in, and I didn't get a chance to see it. So we will come back for day 3.